Hi, Virgos, and welcome to your April 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well. I am coming on drinking some green tea, and I'm going to be doing an intuitive reading for you, as well as a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading, which will be linked below on Patreon. And without further ado, let's dive into it, Virgos. Okay, so yes, I think that you have a really great recipe going on in your life right now. I'm really liking the way the alchemy is coming together for you guys. You're one of the signs I feel that has had more luck and well-being naturally coming into 2023, and I feel that April will really start to reinforce this at a very material level. It's great to see no reversals coming up in your reading this month. You have all upright, four major arcana cards: the Chariot, the Emperor, the Temperance card, and the High Priestess. And otherwise, some of my favorite, personally, minor arcana cards: the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles and King of Swords for court cards. So all of this coming together, and intuitively for you, I think that you don't have to try so hard anymore. Okay, there are people who can help. The combination of the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles is like being able to relax more into the natural well-being that you've generated as a person. It's going to be very rewarding in the month of April to understand what you don't have to do anymore, to understand and maybe even list out for yourself what you have solved, what you don't have to basically suffer so hard to prove. So it's very rewarding also this month to just not feel like you have anything to prove to anybody, or to not also feel like your state of owing or your state of rest or healing is dependent on another person's approval. Okay, so there's a lot of empowerment here for you all as you start to see that your natural inclination or your natural work ethic becomes more supported by the greater whole. So I do see more teamwork, more collaboration, more support coming in, as well as a need for an easier routine. I really like this combination of the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Swords and the Temperance card to illustrate this. It's kind of like relaxing in the way that you've vested yourself so far, not feeling like resting or relaxation or meditation is laziness, really overcoming any of these very modern ideas about how we need to work harder every day, any kind of really severe or disempowering ideas like this will naturally start to burn away. We have a really empowering wild stellium of Aries, okay, the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Chiron, which is going to be a quincunx to you, but I think that for you it's also very nice to start to prune up, or to start to release or relinquish that which is just holding you back at this point in time. With how good everything is, Virgo, with how well supported you can be during this month, it's going to feel like 10 times harder to do things that don't work, okay? To do things you don't have to do, to make things harder than they have to be, is going to hit a lot harder. And I think that that's actually quite a blessing, because it's going to make it more clear what doesn't need to be in your life anymore. And that's going to help you to start to introduce as well things that do. So definitely a major filtration happening in your life, a lot of purification. The High Priestess and the Temperance card is like purifying and filtering certain spiritual experiences. So there are some things you just don't have to do. There are some things you just don't have to put yourself through anymore. And it's good to implement this now so that you don't have to struggle so much. Okay, Virgos, let's go ahead and talk about your week to week. So first week of April 2023, you have the Chariot rooted down by the Emperor. Major push forward. So I'm feeling like the equinox is particularly motivating for you. So you have a major new complex of motivations coming in. You might see that you have like 5 different goals coming up, or so many people are maybe expecting you to step into authority, even in their lives or in their situations. Like, people might want your opinion about things. I'm seeing you perhaps being shifted into many different advising positions or becoming more trusted perhaps as well with how to move things or how to change things. Also, there's something relating to independence really coming up for you, Virgo. So the Chariot and the Emperor are both some of the most divine masculine energies in the tarot and really connect to themes of independence. So combining them together means that it might also be really hard for you to be steered by another person or to have other people exerting influence over you. In fact, you might see like really strong feelings of opposition coming up inside if other people are trying to basically be too forceful with you or trying to control you. So control freaks in your life may be showing themselves in the first week. And you might also want to look at that from your point of view as well. Like, am I trying to control other people? Be careful about being heavy-handed in other people's lives and try to channel this energy in a positive way over what you can control or over what is appropriate for you to control. Because the first week will have you making some type of really big executive decision and may also see some of you moving or having like turnover in your life, like seeing like a lot of things coming out of your house and then a lot of new things coming in. So being able to like know where things go and being able to pull new things in. Things are really shifting up. Like the cards are shifting places on the field, basically. You are really also showing yourself differently or are re-expressing your own inner masculine energy. In the second week of April, you're done. You've done something really incredible. The Nine of Pentacles drew down by the Page of Pentacles. You are resting in the nobility of creating a new, solid, tangible, powerful routine. Okay? You have gotten a lot stronger. You have become who you needed to be in some kind of way. Both of these archetypes are very sacred Virgo energy. Nine of Pentacles to me is one of the highest frequencies for Virgo to be at. Nine of Pentacles is where you don't feel like you have to rush. You don't feel like you have to be desperate for anything. You're confident in what you already have. You're confident in what is naturally working, and you don't have to manufacture things too much. You don't have to, force something to be something that it's not. This seems to be coming about through allowing new hobbies to come in or through allowing new seeds to grow in your life. So gardening for some of you would be wonderful in the second week of April. Great to get out those farmers' almanacs and maybe sort of combining your astrological study or your spiritual journey with gardening or with growing seeds, growing crops, taking on new hobbies, watching how the universe supports you now, watching how you don't have to push so hard anymore. It's almost like the less hard that you push, the more things grow, which is a very rare philosophy for people to embrace in the Western world right now. Very rare. Like, oh, you mean if I try a little bit less hard, things might actually go better? Or, oh, you mean if I don't force something through like some kind of like crazy philosophy of productivity and workaholism that I can actually have more? Yeah, these types of things start to become really clear in this Year of the Rabbit 2023 year cycle. And you're seeing that in the second week, like how, wow, I'm getting more through doing less or through prioritizing my healing journey. I'm being given much more. So third week, Four of Swords rooted down by the Temperance card. It's exactly that. Okay, it's exactly that. We are taking that to the next level, or we're seeing by the time that Taurus season hits that we have so much to gain that we didn't even know we could ever have. So that's what I'm seeing at a larger collective level is that by the third week of April, a lot of people are really like blindsided by this idea that, wow, I didn't know what I needed, or I couldn't necessarily plan for receiving that, or I couldn't even like fathom that some of these things just naturally coming into my life now are what I needed. Therefore, I couldn't have predicted and I couldn't have ever gone towards it. So we start to think it differently, maybe about how we use energy or how we deliberately kind of reach for things in our lives. That's very much what I feel for you in the third week. It would be nice to get more hydration, maybe to do some deep tissue massage, maybe to get to the sauna. I love the Four of Swords and the Temperance card. In fact, sometimes I consider the Four of Swords to, in some way, be like the Temperance card in the Minor Arcana. So you have a very nice balance, right, in all of these cards, Virgo. Like the way your top row is really well balanced with your bottom row. And that says to me that you're coming further into alignment and that you're working more with the sort of alchemy of the universe as opposed to the ego, or as opposed to, the sometimes the frailty of the mind. So I really like to see that, and how you can kind of work more with that in the third week is by asking yourself, and you're an expert at this, right? Like Virgo's like, does it match? Does the action match the goal? Does the goal match who I am? Does the career match my skill? Does the spending match my needs? You have a very great like reproportioning starting to happen through prioritizing your healing journey and through cutting back a little bit. So this is like a great relief. For many Virgos, it's like, wow, I don't have to try so hard anymore. I've already done it. I've already done the work. I recommend you guys meditate on what is it in your life that you've already done the work for and that you can more easily step into a receptive mode with. Okay, so fourth week, you have the High Priestess rooted down by the King of Swords. Okay, so by the fourth week, things are starting to get like serious for you all again. The healing is already starting to work. The way the mindset is shifting, the way the philosophy is changing is starting to bring back some type of edge that you might have been lacking before. It's some kind of like maybe sharpness of the mind, or sharpness of the tongue, sharpness of the strategy orientation. You are getting back into your magic, basically, or you're getting back into somebody that you understand a little bit more, because at a deeper level, at a deeper cosmic level, I feel that the sign of Virgo was kind of struggling with like forgetting who they were, or getting into this like place where there was like desaturation of the identity, or desaturation of the like self-perception. And that starts to come back here, or it stands to, if you can go through April, really honoring this Jupiter-Chiron conjunction and, what it asks us to leave behind, what it asks us, how it asks us to honor that process of leaving things behind. I'm getting chills. And it's so quick how things can get better, okay? It's so quick. And I see a lot of you in the fourth week basically maybe taking on new spiritual practices, understanding also how to be better when you're put on the spot. If you might have noticed, like the year of 2023 is asking us to be better on the spot instead of having to be so lengthy and drawn out with things and pre-planned. There's definitely something of a spiritual irony this year relating to like how much some people like try to plan so hard, but then when they're put on the spot, they just totally like blunder, okay? There's a major irony there, and I think that Virgo is a sign who can really see that and can also start to integrate both sides of that. So let's talk more about that in your extended Virgos. It's linked below in the description box and in the center of your screen now. I'm going to talk more about what we're going into here because I love this idea about like, how we feel as if we know what's going to happen, but then we can't like really do things on the spot, and how we can heal that up. And then of course I'll get more cards for you all, and that'll be linked below, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great month ahead, Virgos. Bye.